Hey sewing socialites! Today we are going to practice French seams. So I took a couple of pieces of scrap fabric to show you what this looks like. So let's imagine we're making a pillowcase or something. Check out my other video. And we want to accomplish a French seam. First, you take two pieces of fabric or whatever you want to sew and place them wrong sides together. Normally you put right sides together. Stitch a 1/4 of an inch seam along the edge and then give it a press. Then open it up and we're just going to iron that seam to one side. You don't need to open the seam. So a lot of times you might spread those two pieces apart and iron it down, but we're just going to iron it to the side. And once that's done, you can use a tool or you can just use your fingers to sort of roll it in place. I really like this tool that I can iron directly over. You fold the fabric over that seam. I'll give it a press to make sure that the right thing is the edge. And then you stitch again with the right sides together. And the purpose here is to hide those raw edges. I'm just going to give it 1 or 2 pins to sort of hold it in this ironed position. If you're a quilter and you have one of those wooden quilters, tailor's blocks, you can set a wooden block on top of this seam and it holds it really nicely, but I didn't have one handy, so I just pinned it in place. So inside, we still have that little 1/4 inch seam, and now we just sew a second seam. Now I like to add a little bit to make sure that if my stitching is not perfect, that I still get a good clean seam that buries those original raw edges. So 3/8 of an inch is, for me, that's sort of the sweet spot, or just follow sort of the foot on your sewing machine. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so here I have my little sample. My 3/8 of an inch is just past there, but I think my presser foot is plenty wide enough. Okay, 2 pieces of scrap fabric. I sewed one seam wrong sides together, opened it up, pressed it, folded the right sides together, and now I'm going to do one final set of stitches. So depending on what you're using, you would lock your stitch like normal by backtracking. But since I am not, force of habit, I backtracked. Cut your thread, lift your presser foot, and there you have a perfect little French seam. Easy peasy. And the magic part, if you look on the right side, no raw edges. If you look on the wrong side, no raw edges. This is perfect for clothing applications. I like it for pillowcases. But super handy tool to have in your knowledge toolbox, how to make a French seam.